Hi everyone, I just wanted to come to you today and say that yesterday I was watching loads of videos on YouTube about altered art and mixed media, and I was so inspired by everything. It was brilliant. So I got all my boxes out of scrapbooking things, glue and ink and papers and things that I've collected for a long time when I used to do scrapbooking, and I started doing these lovely pictures. And the first one I wanted to share with you today was this one, for your inner child. I put on it because I feel that's what I need to do, and I just love it. I'm not sure how well you can see it. I used all sorts of things on it, and I've never done anything like this before. When I used to do scrapbooking before, it was just like cards and, you know, birthdays and things like that. And then I was happy with it that I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I made another one, embrace your childhood dreams, and I think that's really important, and I think that's what we should all do. And this is my childhood dream, making art every day and just loving my life, even when it's quite horrible, like when the dogs have kept me awake all night barking, and even if we're down to our last pennies, as long as we've got food and a roof over our heads, and I've got books and we've got love, then we're so rich anyway. Even if it's raining outside, you always think, well, at least the garden's getting watered. Always try and look on the bright side of things, and that's what I try and do. Sometimes it's really hard, like the past few days I've had a really bad cold, and I know that that's come from internalising my emotions, because we move house in a couple of weeks, and I've lived in this house for 14 years, and it's been a good house, and I've loved living here. It's the first house that I've ever had where I felt completely safe, and that even though we rent, it felt like it was mine, and I could do what I wanted, and I could have my chickens here, and I could paint the walls and just be me. We've had a brilliant landlord. So moving to a new house, even though the landlord we're going to is really lovely, it's still a massive upheaval and a massive journey. So I was getting upset, and I kept crying, and I just was like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with all my stuff? But anyway, I had a cold, so I couldn't do anything. And it's not just like a cold with a snivel, it was like a flu-y type thing where all your body aches and you can't move. So it taught me that for a couple of days I had to just sit and be and think about what I'd been internalising and not letting go of. And it was the guilt of thinking that I'm going to leave this house and it's going to be unloved, and all my lovely wildlife in the garden, what are they going to do without me, and all things like that. But I've had to say goodbye to each part of it, and the part of the wildlife will still be there, and part of it I'm taking with me to the new house. And I'm sure that the new people that are going to move in are going to love the house just as much as I have. And I'm sure that they're going to love the birds coming in the garden and the frogs and all the other lovely creatures too. So yeah, it's been like a bit of a shock to me in a way, because I was like full speed ahead. Yeah, let's do this. Let's really go into my art. Let's really do my business and my workbook and everything. And then the universe always does something to make you go, hang on a minute. You need to start slowing down and thinking. There's my dogs barking. I think the postman's here, so sorry if you can hear them. But that's what I wanted to share. I wanted to share how amazing it is to do something different, to explore and play. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you all soon.